Okay, today we are playing a game on Havana. We are in the Masters SR range, and we will be playing Anna the entire way through. We also have some questions in the email we will address beforehand. First off, does Anna thrive or lose in this meta? Right now, supports are pretty horrible to play in general. I actually took about a month break from comp for that reason. Anna seems to be pretty decent compared to all the others, but am I correct in thinking that supports are just taking fat L's right now? I mean, it's felt pretty bad, I'll give you that one. I've actually had more luck playing Mercy than Anna, but I was never really that good at Anna. I'm sorry, my microphone. The camera doesn't really agree with seeing the microphone. It has trouble knowing if it's background or foreground. I've actually had more luck playing Mercy than Anna, but I was always not that good at Anna, so that might just be me. But yeah, it doesn't feel very good. I'll give you that one. Yeah, I guess I would say Anna's doing okay, just because it's kind of hard for Anna to be bad because of how overloaded her kit is. She's got a little bit of everything, you know? So I think it's really hard for Anna to be very bad, unless it's just like super dive meta at the time, in which case she's gonna struggle. Yeah. Supports in general feel pretty bad right now. I think Anna's doing okay, but I've had more luck with Mercy, personally, so... You know. Granted, I also... I haven't been playing on my account. I've mostly just been playing with friends lately, so I've also been playing in, like, a lower SR bracket than you, so... I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, supports feel pretty bad right now. I've felt very powerless in a lot of games I've played. Because, look, if that Rhine wants to die, who am I to say no? Next, follow up to that, what supports are the best to pick right now? I look, I don't really know. I feel like right now, best is probably Anna Lucio. Or maybe like Anna Baptiste. You know, like the thing is, I'm hesitant to say that because really I'm thinking like Anna Mercy in the back of my mind, but I'm always at the same time thinking, yeah, but then you just don't have any defensive ultimates, and like you really are just like fucked sometimes if you don't have a defensive ultimate. Baptiste doesn't have a defensive ultimate, but the lamp is like close enough. Yeah, so like some combination of like Anna, Lucio, Mercy, Baptiste. Some combination therein, you know? Next up, do I play Anna too far forward? Never mind. We'll talk about that one at the end, won't we? Yes, we will. So, let's start the game. Defending first, we chuck the grenade over. I don't really like doing that, because Anna's got to run pretty far to get back. She's not exactly a fast hero, so I didn't really like that one too much. Unfortunate. Everybody saw a very embarrassing moment. It's okay. Didn't go for it a second time. So anyway, I didn't really like that we went for that. Like we could just chuck it from up here, you know. Like that'd be okay. That'd be way safer. Like it's hard to get punished for it, but like to me, it's never worth the risk, even if the risk is like relatively minor. I didn't really like jumping down right there, but the tanks didn't like come in on us, so it's fine. If you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. So, Ryan's getting beaten up pretty good right now. This is a very scary place to be standing. We're actually just crouched behind the car for safety. Not exactly super safe position. To be fair, Havana's first checkpoint is kind of sucks, because it always feels like you're either too close or you're way too far back. Though I do personally prefer to stand on, like, the back right door, if I'm playing a long-range hero. Because you get, like, a pretty good view of the area, you're pretty safe. The problem is that, like, you can get dove over there. I mean, it's worth the attempt. It was, like, we almost died, but, like, I think it was probably worth the attempt. We were pretty unlikely to die, unless Ash is a god. We did almost die, so... But we didn't. And like I always say, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn. That door over there, that's where I usually like to stand, somewhere in that area. You can duck into it for safety.
Not like all the way back at the door, but somewhere in its like general vicinity.
People always like to stand over there next to that large health kit, and I get it, right? Like, it's pretty far back still, you've got the large health kit there, but, like, the problem is that, like, you get no peripheral vision, you know, well, that's a stupid way to phrase what I mean. You can't, like, see people coming from the staircase or, like, around the corner. People have a tendency, I find, when you're stood over by the large health kit, to just be, like, right on top of you before you even know what the fuck, you know what I mean? So I never really like to stand over there. This all went real bad real quickly. It really was just a dramatic, catastrophic failure, wasn't it? There goes Bob, but oh no, here comes May. I mean, you've pretty much gotta try and get them May. I didn't even notice our Reinhardt just whiffed his ult real bad trying to get May. You pretty much gotta try for the sleep dart on May right there, because, like, it's pretty much the only way they're making it out of there is if we do manage to sleep her, but it's really, really far away. There's lots of corners, so it wasn't exactly likely to work, but what else are you gonna do? You know, you can try and, like, brute force heal them through it, but if the mage just clicks on their head, they're fucked. They're fucked. I don't like standing up there either, where, you know, it's very fun to stand up there, sure, you're like, haha, it feels kind of like I'm breaking the game by standing up here, but, like, it's kind of, like, really exposed, like, it's not actually, like, see? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? I don't like standing up there either. Not that many heroes can stand up there anyway. Ryan's on his way over. Oh no. Oh no, it's all falling apart again. Havana's just this way, though, isn't it? It feels like this is the only kind of second checkpoint that ever occurs on Havana. Is like, you feel, you come into it and you're like, yeah, it's like a pretty good choke point. It's gonna be real hard for him to push through here, and it's just like, you just get staggered for like 5 minutes and lose the, well, you get staggered for like a minute and a half and lose the checkpoint. You know what I mean? Doesn't it always feel like that? Maybe that's just me. I am terrible in my defense. So, I mean, there's not really a lot we do about this one. Everybody's just kind of getting picked off by themselves right now. They're getting gravitoned over there. That must feel real good. It really looked like we were aiming at her silhouette. Just kind of hoping somebody went by the doorway. It really looked like we were, like, aiming for the silhouette. Oh, that was... my man, what you up to over there? Like, it looked like he fucking ulted right into those canisters. Yeah, that wasn't exactly good. Like, if he, like, you're right next to their Reinhardt, to our Reinhardt. You could just start bonking him if he wanted, you know? Does that graviton have anybody but Ryan in it? Maybe. Couldn't really see around the corner, I guess. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck that hoe. Fuck that hoe. We might as well have nano boosted him. I mean, we can see that we didn't need to, because we won that fight anyway, but, like, nano boost charges really quickly. That's, like, my main thing, is that, like, we didn't use it there. We could have, like, a third of a nano boost right now, probably. Because we got to do some healing. Nano boost charges real quickly. And it's like, Ryan's engaging that fight, you know? As we can see, we didn't need to. It's just that nano boost charges so quickly that I'll chuck it out there, like, basically every fight. It's when it charges that fast. Very optimistic sleep dart. Doesn't really matter. We've won that fight regardless anyway, so, you know, it's not likely to matter. So, you know, we want to go stand up on the high ground now. That's the worst, isn't it? When you're playing, like, a slow hero and you want to go to the high ground, but you're like, can I? Like, stuff is kind of happening right now. Like, isn't that the worst? So, Ashe is fucking dead again. She, you know, May's doing a great job. May-san, her name even, is doing a great job sniping our sniper. Which, you know... doesn't it just feel like when, you know, you've got the sniper on your team, it always seems like the best sniper in the game is Zenyatta? You know what I mean? You don't have the Zenyatta, obviously. You know what I mean? Doesn't it always feel like that? Anyway. It's, yeah, such is life. It always feels like it doesn't work when it's on your team, right? I said this earlier today when I was playing on Hanamura. Our team wanted to do the teleport strat, as you do, and it failed. And I said to my friend, you know, this is the strat that only... Oh, no! This is the strat that never works when your team does it. You know what I mean? Doesn't it feel that way with the teleport strat? It's okay, we won't say anything about it. Who among us has not just jumped off the map at some point? There was... Oh my god, actually, that might be in the Discord still, relatively easy to find. Hold on. My friend performed a legendary Hammond play once. Can we find it? I remember it so clearly. He just fucking threw himself directly into the oblivion. Alright, look, future me, just do some fucking video editing, okay? Okay, this is not the clip. I just thought that you might enjoy seeing the time that my son was wearing this sweater. He didn't like it very much. He, mostly just completely shut down until I took it off of him, but hey, there he is. He did not like it. The look. Alright, anyway, I just thought you might enjoy that one. That's not what I was looking for. Here it is. I found it. I found it. We're going to mute the audio on this one because it was very loud. So here we go. Back it up a little bit further. Look, the olden times. New me covering that one up. Oh, there he goes. Just fucking pile drive right off the fucking map. What a champion. I'll get this, Lucio! There he goes. Good times. Good times. My friend is very good at the video game. Anyway, so that was a lot of effort. But yeah, that was worth it. We saw a cat. We saw my friend pile drive off the map. Good times. So that was unfortunate timing. So I guess we meant to jump off. It's just really scary to jump off at like that moment in time. I don't really like it. Unfortunate Zarya bubble. He didn't get anti-heals. May. Oh no. Well, at least Ryan's got nowhere he can go. You know, that's the cool thing about May's ult. You don't have to get him. You only have to almost get him, and that's usually good enough. Nice, tight, confined map, and we've all seen the enemy team C9 because May chucked the Blizzard onto the point, and no one was brave enough to walk into the Blizzard to touch the point. So, based off of everything we've seen so far, no, it doesn't really feel like you play Ana too far forward. We're mostly, like, with our team. That's the thing with Ana, is that you do have to, like, tread a line where you can't be too close, but you also can't be too far away. May was, yeah, the hit marker, like, scared. I didn't see May, but I was like, the hit marker came from, like, our base. This is a very awkward moment we're having with this May right now. Alright, she's fucking dead. Alright, thanks, guys. Fantastic. Ooh! Oh. Well, look. Big ups to my man, Ash. Even while this was all happening, she still shot Tracer. She still, even in the middle of all this, was like, hold on. Gotta get that one. Big ups. Great job, Ash. Proper prioritization right there. There, Ryan just earth-shattered nobody but Bob. Was probably trying to get Hammond as well. Yeah. Alright, it's looking okay. We're sort of recovering. We're not sort of recovering. When did she get here? Like, May's, like, next to us? When did that happen? Or am I crazy? Right? Like, yeah, when did May get up there? Well, I mean, you know, really pulled the wool over my eyes right there. Anyway. Yep, not big C9. Oh, no, okay, yeah, I mean, unfortunate, but, like, pretty much gonna have to at that point. I didn't believe in Hammond. I didn't think he was gonna come back and touch it. He did, so we didn't actually have to go in and touch it, but I also didn't believe. Did you hear that? So that was this can of, monster. Nice little hermetically sealed lid. Fucking just detonated like a grenade in my hand, it felt like. Anyway. Look. I played Death Stranding. So obviously I bought a bunch of Monster after that happened, you know? I also saw the Astolfo cosplayer. You know what I mean. So. Now we gotta attack. They at least, no, well, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say they at least got there in 0 time, but it doesn't matter. This is a payload map, so they'll get their time extension regardless. Has to be hybrid or 2CP for them to not get an extension. Which is the only solace you can have in those moments, you know. This is very scary, like being pressed right up against the payload, but it's like kind of the best option you get, really, because otherwise your teammates are just gonna leave you behind anyway. Now we can break off and sit back here. So the... okay. So the scary thing about being this far back, this is what I was talking about with Anna, is like, you know, if they've got any divers at all, and you're stood all the way back there, they'll come for you. You know what I mean? That's the thing with Anna, you gotta tread this line. So I'm going back to see if we needed to reload. Because it was an awkward time to reload. Yeah, we did, unfortunate. Because, you know, Widow kind of died in front of us. That's probably like, if we're being honest, that's like the hardest part of playing Anna, is like, managing your ammo. Because how many times have you been playing Anna? Team fight starts and you got 2 bullets. You immediately have to reload. This is extraordinarily aggressive. I understand, like, look, I'm not gonna tell you that I wouldn't have done it, but we shouldn't have done it all the same. That was way too much. But, entirely honest with you, I would have done the exact same thing. I died the same death, but that's me. And that's why I shouldn't be trusted to play Anna, because of my, well, you know, it'd be pretty fucking sick if I just walked up and slept this Reinhardt, though, wouldn't it? Is that likely to work? No. So we have Nano Boost. Bob's almost gone, so no point nanoing Bob, as fun as that one is to Nano Boost Bob. Great potential sadness as well, because if they sleep Bob while he's Nano Boosted, well, that's 2 ults for 1 basic ability. Punch, not recommended, right there. Punched a little early, but she died regardless, and like I always say, if you don't get punched, you don't have to learn. So, Widow, their Ash, demonstrating again why I don't like to stand up on that area. Here comes their Bob. I saw his silhouette run by you. There he is. That's definitely in contention for one of the worst Bobs I've ever seen. And yet he is Reinhardt, and yet, despite that, Reinhardt is still finding a way to be bullied by that Bob all the same. It just goes to show you that there's always potential. So my concern right now is getting earth shattered by their Reinhardt. Basically, I want us to be within like arm's length of cover. Their Rein doesn't have earth shatter right now, as we can see in the UI. But that's what I'm thinking about in this moment in time. Is that like it's been long enough since his last earth shatter that I'm like he's getting close, and we gotta be afraid of that. You gotta be afraid of it in general with all supports, but like Anna, you gotta be careful, because you are fucking dead if they get you. If you're playing like Moira and you don't fade it in time, there's still potential you'll get up and fade. But Anna, you gotta be like near cover. Someone like Lucio, how many times have you seen a Lucio just skip right over a fucking Earth Shatter? What an optimistic Fire Strike. We had so much time to react to that. Could have gone off, could have made a dinner, could have made a phone call, could have come back, Fire Strike would still be on the way. So, they used a lot of ults on that last team fight, but unfortunately we don't... Oh my god! And that's why you don't do that kind of play, right? Like, that's very startling. Tremendous jump scare factor right there. I could have seen his silhouette through the wall, but I just didn't. I'm still surprised, even with outside knowledge of what was happening. So tremendous jump scare potential, but like also just like get fucked, right? Like just also get fucked. And now, you have to suffer one of the most embarrassing deaths you possibly can, because, like, you're going so out of your way to make... And now his team's going to get earth-shattered because they've got no Reinhardt to block for him. It's just the worst. You suffer just terrible indignity when you make that kind of play. But the 1% of times that it works feels fucking incredible. And that's why you do it more, right? Like, when you're playing Reinhardt and you're on Hanamura's second checkpoint, you're pushing in through that balcony, you've got your ultimate, you're stood above the point, and you're like, dude, wouldn't it be fucking sick if I jumped off this balcony, earth-shattered, and just got them all? Then in reality, they've got like 17 minutes to react to you falling and getting out of the way, but... wouldn't it be fucking sick? Real talk, I think Earthshatter should scale off of distance you travel through the air. But this is also encouraging the exact wrong kind of play from Reinhardt. So, we shouldn't do it. But wouldn't it be sick, though, if it did? Like, you just jump from the highs. Like, you somehow managed to get, like, Doomfist level height. And then just, like, slam all the way down. And you just, like, instantly kill everybody on the map. Wouldn't that be fucking tight, though? Anyway. That's why I'm not allowed in Blizzard's offices anymore. We've got Nano Boost built up now. That's nice. There, Ryan. No longer have to worry about that one. We Nano Zarya to keep her alive. That's fine. Zarya's also an okay Nano Boost target, as long as you can trust the Zarya, which is a tall ask. But we're in the kind of SR where it's reasonably safe to trust the Zarya. And now we get to capture the second checkpoint. See? This checkpoint went roughly the same for them as well. Ours went a little bit worse, but like, it's just how it be, you know? They actually got here in time to contest it again. Hopefully I don't eat shit on that. Alright, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Excellent, excellent news. So they've now got a Zenyatta. We immediately almost got Zenyatta'd. Such is life. No one's touching the payload. We gotta touch the payload. And this is the real Overwatch experience right here. You have to touch the payload. All 5 of your teammates are literally in the enemy spawn. And you're a diligent player. You're gonna push that payload. He stood on the payload when no one else would. A nice relaxing break. This has been kind of a mess of a game, so you know, a little break, a little breather. Refocus, you know? So now, it's time for the worst checkpoint in the game. It's not actually. That's still Hanamura's first checkpoint, but is close. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad still. There's a lot of really bad checkpoints, aren't there? Because then I suddenly played, I played through in my mind, what are the other ones that are, like, in contention for the worst checkpoint? And I came up with, like, 8 other options right there. Most of them 2 CP maps. We, of course, have to give special mention to Paris and Horizon for being the only 2 maps in the game to get removed, both 2 CP maps. Purely by coincidence. It's not like there's some kind of underlying flaw with that game type or anything. You remember that like experimental change they mentioned a long time ago at this point, where like they were thinking of making it so that 2CP was like 2 distinct instances. So like you capture the first checkpoint and then that round ends and then you assault the second checkpoint to like reset so the game type isn't so snowball dependent, which they didn't do, obviously, which was a very interesting idea, but I feel like would have made the problem 10 times worse in the opposite direction, because there are so many 2CP maps where if you don't snowball capture them, you just grind it out for 8 minutes of depressing just misery, pretty much. So I feel like, in a way, if you couldn't snowball on 2CP, it would be infinitely worse than it actually already is, because people complain about the 2CP snowball, but, like, dude, if you couldn't snowball, you'd be, like, grinding it out on Hanamura for so fucking long, so many times. It would be, oh god, it would not be fun. It would not be fun. It would solve the snowballing problem, no doubt, but, like, I think it would have been just as bad for completely different reasons. Hot take, you know. I'd rather snowball. I'd rather my depression be extremely fast, powerful bursts than prolonged, agonizing exposure. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at, pretty much. I was mostly talking about my preferences for depression right there, so I wasn't really taking in what was happening. So we're distracted with the, yeah, we just kind of, like, strayed right into the enemy team. That looks like probably just, so focused on the other thing that was happening that I just kind of, like, autopilot walked into them. It kind of looked like, but, you know, best avoided. But we got res by Mercy, and like I always say, if you don't get punished, you don't have to learn, Chief. There, May's using her ultimate. Is Ryan gonna get out of the way? Oh, no. Yep, chuck the grenade. Ryan's okay. Ryan made it. Great job, Ryan, not dying to that. Unfortunately, it did really fucking slow us down, so now we are maybe gonna get grinded out again. Trying to push through there. Very aggressive play. Not sure I fully liked it. It's okay, though. There wasn't really anybody on the other side. We now know the Ryan. Ryan punches a bunch of people. Good times, good times. Somebody's right next to us. Yeah, yeah. I caught, like, the faintest glimpse of somebody in my periphery. Right there, I saw their shadow. Which is... Look, I'm not gonna blame you for not seeing it. Especially while you're, like, aiming down your sights at somebody, you know? But, like, we did see her shadow coming very briefly. But I'm definitely not going to blame you for not seeing that. And it didn't matter, because they were so busy coming for us that they ended up losing anyway. So, you know. So we got slightly more time than them. That's very nice. You know, unfortunately, I think that the time you have on the second round for a payload map is completely irrelevant. Because it really is just like, how much snowball does the first second attack get? That was a terrible way to format that sentence. You know, but you get the gist, you know. How much are they going to snowball right now, right? Because that's going to dictate how tilted our team is coming into the final round, basically. I have no evidence to support this, other than anecdotal evidence from myself, but I feel like the team that defends first is the team that is most likely to lose the game. Because it's hard to know how much you're winning when you're defending, which is a weird thing to say, right? Like, obviously, if they don't capture it, like, you won. But, like, realistically, you should always expect the enemy team to capture all the checkpoints, right? Like, that should be your baseline expectation, and you're just gonna have to do it better than they did. At least that's how I think about it. I come into every game expecting to have to play 2 attack rounds. This frequently doesn't happen, but I think you should be expecting that. Because the problem with not expecting that, and this is why I think the team that defends first is the most likely to lose, is really most maps isn't obscene to imagine they're going to capture all the checkpoints, especially 2CP maps, you know, so many things can happen. The attacking team, here's how it goes, right? The attacking team only has to win 2 or 3 fights. If it's a really long map, maybe they've got to win 4 or 5 fights, right? But the defending team, assuming the attacking team is reasonably decent at regrouping, the defending team is going to have to win, like, double-digit fights. Right? The attacking team just needs to win less fights. And they get to keep trying. If the defending team fails once, that's it. They don't get to try again for that checkpoint, right? So, like, it's just... Attacking is this way, where they're probably going to capture them, because just statistically speaking, They need to win less than you as the defending team. But people have the expectation that they're going to full hold. How many games have you played where you don't full hold the enemy team, so half your team gives up? Right? Like, and depending on the person and how much of an asshole they are, they might give up after the first checkpoint, which is absolutely absurd. You should definitely expect to lose the first checkpoint on all maps. Not losing the first checkpoint is extremely anomalous. But some people, they lose the first checkpoint, you go GG. So I feel like, but like, the thing is as well though, how many times have you played a defending game, and it feels really arduous and laborious, because like you've been grinding it out you're playing fucking Volskaya, you had to grind it out for like fucking 5.5 minutes, and then in the end they captured it, but it felt, oh god, it's so close, we're barely winning all these fights, but then you attack and you fucking steamroll them. It's really hard to get a gauge on how good you're doing when you're defending. Because, so, like, attacking is so different, you know? Like, you... Doing really well when you're defending still feels like losing, is the moral of the story. Because it feels just so tiring. And then you can flip over and just immediately roll over them, because if you're actually... Like, if you're bad at defending, it's over immediately. You lose instantly. But, like, it doesn't feel that way. You know what I mean? It still feels like you're losing when you're defending, even when you're winning, because you have to keep winning for such an extended period of time. So I feel like the team that defends first is just statistically more likely to lose, because that's the team that's more likely to tilt going into the subsequent rounds. I have no data to support this. That's just what I've observed anecdotally. Anyway, this is how you can really tell I don't have too much to say about the game overall, as I suddenly went on this really weird tangent about something nobody was talking about. But it's important to me, goddammit. Mostly because I like to talk about how the Overwatch community is full of scumlords. But that's also all fandoms, in fairness. It's just that the Overwatch community is particularly pungent. You can also say that about a lot of fandoms, though, can't ya? How many people are fucking tired of Undertale fans? Undertale's a great game, don't get me wrong, I like the game. Man, that fandom's full of a lot of shitheads. Rick and Morty, of course. Okay cartoon. Didn't really like it that much. Fandom? Everybody got sick of the fucking Rick and Morty fandom instantaneously. So anyway, we're playing Overwatch. I don't know if you knew. I didn't know. We're playing Overwatch. So, it's looking pretty good. They didn't get a whole lot of snowball going. We don't have to push very far. Our team's probably feeling like, yeah, we can do this. You know? Which can be scary for different reasons, mentality-wise. I was gonna make a point there, but like I had trouble coalescing it in my mind, so I'm just going to completely abandon it. I was gonna make some like another really arcane point about like the dramatic music that kicks in when you've nearly won, but I found it hard to fully vocalize that in the moment. So we were trying to get the Widow. I respect the attempt to try and get the Widow, but like we did divert a lot of attention away from the team while that's happening. Maybe it was okay, you know, what we seen beforehand. That Reinhardt's actually really low. We shouldn't be going for this right now. My opinion of it got worse, actually, from reviewing it back, because Reinhardt was in critical beforehand. But we were looking at the Widowmaker, so we didn't notice it. Or maybe we thought Mercy would take care of it. That's a mistake. To trust the other healer that much. It was gonna be, like... I have this stance on things where if you're playing the main healer, you should expect to be the one healing the tanks. Because, you know, you output more healing. So So I always feel like if you see the tanks in critical health and you're playing the main healer, it's pretty much you should be dealing with that at your earliest convenience, not like trusting the Mercy or something to take care of it. But I think we were probably just like didn't notice it. Which is, you know, really easy to do. It looks like we're going to get them. I'll be really surprised if they hold it. Yeah. Great job. So we captured that. Not going to leave it on the black screen. Camera doesn't like it very much. So, coming back to the email again. Do I play Ana too far forward? I know Ana is a long-distance main healer, but sometimes I feel like playing Ana at mid-front line is the best way I can get use out of a grenade and sleep. Obviously, this is situation dependent, but should I be playing further back? I felt like this was fine. I felt like this game was fine, except for, like, the couple instances where I saw fit to point out what we were doing. There's as you say, it's situation dependent. You've always got to toe the line of being, like, close enough to your team that you can, like, help them, but also being far enough away that you're safe, but also not so far back that you're isolated, right? It's a delicate dance you have to walk with Ana, because you do rely on your teammates. Also, the further away you are, the harder it is to land your abilities. They're both slow projectiles. To be fair, grenade's quite a fast projectile, actually, but it doesn't feel it when you throw it from really far away. You throw the grenade to try and save that Reinhardt's life, and you see time in slow motion. You're like, God, the fucking grenade has taken like 17 hours to arrive. And then finally it arrives just in time for their grenade to arrive faster. Life is hard. Anyway, I felt like this game was fine, overall for Ana. Like, pretty much fine, except for those couple of points you pointed out, basically. I felt like this was like, fine overall, just like a couple like focus things mostly, and the occasional positioning thing. I didn't really have any issue with anything else, like how we used the cooldowns or anything like that. Some of the like cooldown uses were really optimistic, but it was also like you kind of have to, or you're not gonna get punished for doing it anyway. Because you want to be really deliberate with Ana's cooldowns, but sometimes you gotta pray. There was also that one time I would have nano boosted the Reinhardt, where we didn't, but it also didn't matter because we won that team fight anyway. It's just that, like, nano boost is so fast. It's so fast. To be fair, I do have a tendency to waste support ultimates because I used them too soon. So I overcorrect in the opposite direction. That's my problem to work on. Yeah, but like, not too much to say about this Ana game. The things that were going really badly were things that were mostly out of our control. Lots of staggering. Or like, the team is in the Graviton and then they also got another ult thrown on top of them. Yeah, you're not really meant to win that team fight unless you have a defensive ultimate. Going back to an earlier point. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it. I feel like this was a terrible episode. This is one of those videos where I sat back at the end of it and I feel like this was terrible, but I've also been sat here for 42 minutes, and I've already re-recorded this twice, so I'm not going to do it a third time. But I'm unpleasable like that. Some of my videos that I've thought were the worst were ones people liked a lot, so hey. Such is life, I suppose. So thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your questions from the email inadequately, please let me know, and I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I started streaming on Twitch, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST, 11 EST. Or 9 p... no, yeah, 8 p... What the fuck is wrong with me? Yes, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST is linked to the channel in the description. If you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future, and I hope you found the video helpful.